Hello everyone, Cap here, and welcome back to some more Mechabellum. I participated in the mini tournament on Wednesday, and I got into the finals. I'm not going to spoil the final results, but I want to share all the 4 matches with you. And in this video, we are going to take a look at the first 2 matches, and in the next video, I will be showing you the semi-final and the final. So let's get into it. Right, first match. I'm picking Supply Specialist with Arc Lights and Stormcallers. My opponent is Cost Control with Fangs and Phoenixes. And my opponent is, by the way, Some10 Random. I've seen them before. They stream on Twitch. So if you like to watch some live gameplay, check it out. And I'm deciding to pick up some Fangs here. Fangs serve as both chaff, so distraction units, but also they can attack air, so I do have a chance to actually kill the Phoenixes here. Not sure if it's going to work out, but at least, again, there's a chance. And my opponent decides to go asymmetrical, so they put their units or the bulk of their units on one side. They're trying to push a little bit aggressively towards one of my towers. And they are adding some crawlers, some in the front there and some in the back on the other side. I don't really have any problems with chaff clear since I have Stormcallers and Arc Lights. However, the Phoenixes are definitely a problem. Right side, easy win. Left side, taking out all chaff, I think, pretty much. Maybe there's a Fang left or something, I can't see right now. But yeah, the Phoenix is still alive and well. I have some Fangs left, but at this point I think it's unlikely, especially the way they engage here. Taking out all my units first, all my other units, and now they can focus my Fangs, and obviously Phoenixes have longer range than Fangs without any tech upgrades, so they get in very little damage here. Not even killing one Phoenix. Missile Strike could have been decent, I guess, but yeah, again, I usually like to skip turn 2 to be able to recruit 2 packs of tier 2 units, so for example Mustangs. However, I forgot that I was Supply Specialist, so I had enough money anyways. So I could have actually picked up the Missile Strike, for example, and put it on the 1 pack of Phoenix with the Fangs beside them. Would have been probably, yeah, would have been the best target here. But yeah, I'm also putting down a shield though, since I have 100 credits left. Since the Missile Strike was offered, I was expecting my opponent to maybe pick it. And yeah. Now with the Mustangs, I do have some good anti-air for the Phoenixes. So maybe I can win this round now. There are crawlers coming in my flank here. However, since I positioned my Mustangs over there, they take them out pretty quickly. My shield also doing some work, tanking quite a lot of shots. And nearly all my opponent's units were already dead by the time my shield died, so the shield definitely did a lot this turn. Missile Strike offered again, and now there's even more clump up here with the Mustangs, Phoenixes and the Fangs there. Yeah, exactly. I'm picking up the Missile Strike this time and I'm putting it there, so this could be really juicy. You should not clump up your units like that, because this makes them an easy target for something like a Missile Strike. And Missile Strike is free, so basically costs 50 credits since you don't skip. And for that to win you a round is pretty big. And this will win me the round if it hits. This takes out way too much of my opponent's army. So yeah, make sure to spread out your units a bit more, I would say. Picking up range on my Mustangs and picking up 2 packs of crawlers put behind my towers. Also 1 pack of fangs in front of my middle arclight there, so it doesn't die to the phoenixes. Opponent also went for a missile strike on the right, but pretty sure mine was better. My arclights and my Mustangs taking care of pretty much everything my opponent has. Especially the Mustangs now with range. No issues with the opponent's Mustangs or Phoenixes, of course. So this is pretty clean right now. Lightning Storm could be really good here. Again, opponent's units are clumped up, but also Lightning Storm is very expensive, so could win me this round and do a lot of damage to the opponent, but I won't kill the opponent even if I win convincingly. So I'm not really sure if I want to do that. Amplifying Core, don't need it. Senior Defense Specialist could be decent. Just more health on everything. Or the Battleship in the back there, since my opponent doesn't really have defenses for it right now. But they could put some Phoenixes back there, maybe. But let's see. I'm picking up the ship. And I'm putting it on the left side there. Since I feel like this is always kind of a mind game or trying to read your opponent or something. Where will they put their defenses if they defend against the battleship drop? And usually with asymmetrical players, and also since there is a pack of fangs there on that side as well, they might not reinforce that because they think, okay, there's something already, so my opponent won't put the battleship there or something. That's why I put it there and not in the middle, for example. But yeah, my battleship coming in. My opponent placed some phoenixes there, but they already were gone by the time my battleship spawned in, so the ship came in, took out the tower there, and yeah, this is a very hard win this round because I took the tower, but also in general I'm already ahead. My opponent doesn't really have an answer to my Mustangs in particular. My Mustangs basically counter everything my opponent has right now. And there's a nuke offered, and my opponent is so low already, so if I win this round it's over. So I'm deciding to go for the nuke. I'm putting it quite almost like half on my side basically, because the fight is there. So my opponent's units will be around that area when the nuke lands. Takes 15 seconds for the nuke to come down, so you always need to account for that. Also putting down a sentry there. Again, I'm expecting this to be the last round, so I'm willing to invest some money in things like a nuke and sentries. Putting down shields on my side as well, because my opponent might also nuke. Not fully sure what to do with the rest of my money, to be honest, because I don't need to counter anything right now. But yeah, I'm just picking up another pack of Mustangs in the middle there and some Stormcallers. Just adding to what I already have, basically. And yeah, we both decided to nuke. My opponent on the right side, and it's going to hit pretty well on the right side, on my right side. My nuke also going to hit and taking out a lot of phoenixes. So we both got good nukes, I think. But with kind of equal value nukes, I'm still going to win this here, since I was ahead and my composition was just better off against my opponent's composition. And yeah, my opponent had armor, by the way, on the steel bolts, so my Mustangs actually couldn't really damage them, but my Stormcrawlers did the work there. And this is GG. Round 1. Let's get into the next match. Starting with Supply Specialist again, with Fangs and Stormcrawlers. This is a very strong start, in my opinion. Especially the way I'm playing right now. I really like Fangs, I really like Stormcrawlers. Stormcrawler is really strong, obviously, and maybe they will get a nerf at some point. I don't know. We will see. Fangs also really good. Just as chaff. I don't play carry Fangs. I don't play aggressively with mass Fangs and upgrade them and everything. I don't really do that. I don't like it. I think it's kind of busted. But yeah, I really like Fangs as chaff on my side to just distract. And I position my units like this, so the Fangs in the front there will potentially block some sentries. The Fangs in the middle come in a little bit late and distract as a second wave, kind of. And yeah, the crawlers behind the towers, as you all know, splitting and coming in, trickle in one at a time, kind of. So my chaff is pretty good right now, and the Stormcrawlers can deal the damage. My opponent has Fangs and Crawlers and Steel Bolts right now. Crawlers and Steel Bolts too fast for my Stormcrawlers to hit. Unless they get blocked, obviously, and that's where my chaff comes in. So my Crawlers and Fangs kind of holding them up, and when they stand still, the Stormcrawlers can hit and actually take them down. So Stormcrawlers plus chaff is just really good. Block the opponent's units so the Stormcrawlers can actually hit and deal a ton of damage. Don't really like any of these options. Anti-interference and the deployment and everything was mostly for aggressive kind of play, but I'm not playing aggressive, so nothing useful for me. Picking up a third pack of Stormcrawlers in the middle to round things off, kind of. So when the opponent's units come in to attack my Stormcrawlers left or right, the Stormcrawlers in the middle can help out, basically. And I'm getting some more Fangs, putting them on the outside to cover my flanks a little, but also as chaff to come in as a second wave. And my opponent went for Wasps. So also good that I got more Fangs. Fangs are good against Wasps. Also kind of interesting. Steel Balls with Wasps behind. You usually see Mustangs behind the Steel Bolts. My opponent decided to flank on the right there with a pack of Crawlers. But my Crawlers got attracted to there and my Fangs also were positioned over there. However, this also pulled them away, so now there's no block for my Stormcrawlers. So even though the flank didn't come through to my tower or anything, it distracted my chaff units so that my Stormcrawlers were exposed. I'm starting to see that more and more also for myself, that the distraction of units can do so much with flanks. If your opponent, you just look at the positioning and the units of your opponent, and imagine what would happen to those units when you put a unit yourself in their flank, and what would pull and what would be left, basically. So yeah, my opponent did that in my case, pulled away my chaff, so my stormcrawlers were exposed. If you keep an eye on that and you get used to it, it's really strong. It can be really, really useful. More so if you are an aggressive player who plays basically aggressively to push into the tower as quickly as possible, then it's even stronger because you can pull away the opponent's units and then the tower kind of is exposed a lot of the time. That's what most aggressive players do. My opponent went for a Vulcan here with amplifying core, so it's pretty big right now already. I only have my level 1 Stormcrawlers as decent damage against it, so not sure if it's enough. And the Vulcan can take care of all my crawlers, my fangs and my Mustangs, so good call by my opponent. And I went for Mustangs, by the way, just as clear for the Wasps. Fangs are not ideal, especially not level 1 Fangs without any upgrades. So I decided to add some Mustangs, just in case my opponent would have went for more Wasps and maybe tagged the Wasps as well. Pretty close round here, a couple of Wasps left and of course the Vulcan here. But I'm getting the tower now, so with the tower debuff, my remaining Stormcrawlers can actually hit and kill the Vulcan here. Couple of good items for giants. But I'm skipping since I don't have any giants. And I'm not planning on going for giants right now, I think. Getting range on the Mustangs. Range on Mustangs, good against Wasps, but also in general, if your opponent has Vulcans, because of the additional range on the Mustangs, they usually stay out of harm's way for quite a while. So it's somewhat of a soft counter to Vulcans. Just so they don't die as quickly anymore. My opponent went for a second Vulcan with heavy armor on the other side. Kind of expected Vulcan to come down there as well, so I also positioned a sentry over there. I want to hit the Vulcans and maybe the steel balls coming in behind. So the sentries might be good here. I added some Phoenix. Phoenix good damage against Vulcans. Didn't really hit the steel vaults as much as I wanted to, but it's okay. My opponent went for the incendiary bombs on the Vulcans, so the ground is on fire now. But especially against that, also the range on Mustangs is really good, so they are much less likely to stand in the fire. And yeah, against Vulcans, Phoenix is really good, because obviously they are also air units. So they deal good damage against Vulcans, but they are also in the air, so they don't burn and can actually do some work even when the ground is on fire. Range specialist and extended Phoenix range. Pretty neat. But I'm skipping here, since this is not... Both of those would be really, really good and basically necessary and mandatory if this was somewhat of a mirror match. But my opponent doesn't really have anything with long range, so I don't really care about having long range myself. Not as much, at least. It would be nice, but it's also expensive. The Phoenix card would have lowered the damage on the Phoenixes, and I don't want that. And Range Specialist is pretty expensive. And I'm going for melting points here, by the way, to have an additional good answer for the Vulcans here. My opponent went for Mustangs with the anti-missile upgrade, so trying to take out my Stormcallers. Because my Stormcallers are were basically doing all the work and also taking care of the Vulcans. Together with the Phoenixes, of course. My melting points are getting distracted for way too long right now by the small units, my opponent. So they didn't really do the job that they were supposed to do. Some Mustangs left, but they actually drive through their own fire, through the Vulcan's fire. A lot of them at least. 4 are alive, unfortunately. If they would have all died, my Phoenixes could have cleaned this up. But yeah, 4 Mustangs left, and they can take out my Phoenixes that are stuck on the level 2 Vulcans here. So I need to better take care of the chaff here, of the small units of my opponent, so Crawlers, Fangs and Mustangs. I'm picking up an Incendiary Bomb. That will do the trick. If it lands, it will literally kill all the small units and my melting point will be able to lock on and kill the Vulcan pretty easily. Picking up range on the melting point, so they are more likely to be in range of the Vulcan and quicker in range and take them out quicker as well. Putting some crawlers in the front middle here to bait the incendiary bombs of the Vulcans. I'd rather have them land in the front middle there than, yeah, near my Stormcallers left and right, where they landed before. And I'm picking up Launcher Overload on my Stormcallers, since my opponent went for some anti-missile Mustangs. And I'm trying to outshoot them, basically, out-fire rate them. Even adding some Stormcallers, so I have 5 packs of Stormcallers now with Launcher Overload. So unless my opponent added like 3 packs of Mustangs, but even then it shouldn't be enough, I think, to intercept all the missiles. And especially with the fire on the ground on the left here, it should take out quite a lot of Mustangs, and it does. So the left side is basically dead. Right side also can't handle my missiles. Stormcallers doing a lot of work again. Some wasps coming in the middle, a bit annoying and distracting, but not enough. My Mustangs taking them out and my melting points finally locking onto the Vulcans and also taking them out. Also with the help of the Stormcallers, Launcher Overload Stormcallers also deal quite a bit of damage to Vulcans and such. And oh, this is GG already. I thought this would go another round actually. But yeah, Launcher Overload Stormcallers just outfired the Mustangs. Missile Intercept here, and the fire obviously was also really good to take out some Mustangs and all the small stuff, so that my melting points had an easier time locking onto the Vulcans. That was game 2. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. I will be back in the next video with the final 2 matches, so the semi-final and the final of this mini tournament. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you then. Take care. Bye.